I'm Regina Reid, and I'm excited to introduce you to my podcast, Soul Sunday Conversations. You can listen to some of the most powerful life lessons, inspirational quotes, and wow moments that makes you think deeply. Featuring my interviews with motivational speakers, authors, spiritual luminaries, as well as health and wellness experts. I hope these conversations will help enlighten your path and guide you through your toughest times to all that you are meant to be. You want to be more of yourself? You want to feel like you know where you are headed? Subscribe to my Soul Sunday Conversations on Anchor, Spotify, or anywhere you listen to your podcast and begin your journey on becoming your true self. Reajean Bennett is a rare and multifaceted 18-year-old. The young lady seeks to align herself with the purpose God has for her life. She currently attends the St. Jude's High School for Girls, where she is looking to complete her final year of sixth form. Also, she is the president of KiDz Hub Media Network, a 501c3 nonprofit organization that seeks to train and mentor kids, tweens, and teens to be young junior broadcasters and the youngest announcer at Gospel JA 91.7 and 91.9 FM, where she hosts KiDz Casters, a youth show, on Saturdays from 9:15 a.m. to 10 a.m. Regine aspires to become, if it's God's will, a media personality, an actor, an aeronautical engineer, and a professional in the music and fashion industry. Miss Bennett seeks to always become, as there are infinite layers to her known and unknown abilities. Here is Miss Regine Bennett.
Hi, Miss Bennett. How are you feeling this evening?
Hey, I'm fine. Thank you for having me on your Soul Sunday conversation.
I'm excited to have you, of course. You know how excited I am.
Yes.
Right. So let us know all about who Regine Bennett is, because even though I knew you from my suicide prevention Instagram live, and even though
Right.
I knew you like for a couple months, well, we really don't know much about who Regine is. So tell us a little about your background, tell us a little about yourself, and
Mhm.
let's get right into it. Go ahead.
Okay, so my name is Reajean Bennett, as you stated. I love to say in a nutshell what you mentioned it already, that I'm a rare and multifaceted individual that is blessed by the hands of God.
Mhm.
I am years of age. I am from the Vineyard Town community.
Wait, what
I
did you say that there?
the Franklin Town community to be specific.
Oh,
And and I attended the Almonton Primary School, then matriculated to the St. Hugh's High School for Girls, where I am now looking to complete my final year of sixth form. I am a media personality, well, a budding media personality.
no, hold
But
on. You are a media personality, because if you weren't, I wouldn't have you on my show. I,
yes, so
yeah.
I'm the president of a non-profit organization that seeks to mentor kids, tweens, and teens and hone them and hone their skills, that is, to become the best individuals they are, to become young junior broadcasters, right? And I'm currently working at Gospel JA, where I host a program, KiDz Casters, an all new youth show where we provide a positive space for our kids to connect, to showcase their talents, and to just be free and vocalize their topics or themes or issues that they want to be heard. And that airs on Saturdays from 9:15 to 10 a.m. So that's what I'm currently doing. I am always looking for new opportunities, new experiences, because I'm always seeking to become.
Mm. I noticed that you mentioned something about you host a kids hub radio show. That's what you said?
KiDz Casters, KiDz
Kids
Casters.
casters. My apologies. So you have a passion for journalism then.
Yes, I do.
So do you plan on like venturing into any courses at either UAU Tech, UCC, or wherever?
Definitely. I would love to study internationally, and I'm using the final year of my sixth form to really have laser focus on where I want to go. Because I'm gonna be very honest, it has been hard to like say I want to go to this university specifically. So I'm using this year to really get into that zone where I'm like, this is the university I want to go to. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I definitely plan to study media. Media is my passion. Media actually called me. So I am gonna answer that phone call, okay? And alongside media, I love the sciences, like I love engineering because I love submarines and airplanes.
Right.
So that's also a passion of mine. I love the music industry, the fashion industry, the acting industry. Hence why I say multifaceted. So it's really coming out there. So it's media and the sciences, of course.
I heard you say you love music. Can you sing?
Yes, and I sang on your live. I sang on your live, Raji, and that was fine for you.
Of course you did. Oh my God. She was amazing, guys. So you love all things relating to art.
Yes, I do.
You know, the thing is, for me, I've always loved art because it really speaks for itself. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
because it's a thing where you don't just pick up like that and run with it. It's something that you have to know well. You have to master it. So speaking of master, do you have anything at all that you do well in, or you're just good in everything?
Okay, so I'm not perfect, so I wouldn't say that I'm really good in everything, but I definitely am mastering and honing the broadcasting asset of media, right? So I love being in front of the camera. You put me in front of the camera, I'm camera friendly. I'm ready to host, I'm ready to talk off the bat. So that's me. I've been doing that since I was around 9 years old. And I've just been growing and knowing more in the field. So I definitely think that I can comfortably step into a media space, a space where cameras are, a space where I'm just giving a mic and really take control.
Well, because, yes, because for me, I might seem as if that I can speak so well and I
Mhm.
can stand in front of a mic and, like, you know, showcase my talent. But you know, some really actually have not much confidence. Like I'm telling
Mm,
you, that the confidence is something that you must own, like hone, as in HONE. I said where it's spelled hone.
right.
You have
Mm-hmm.
to hone it and own it. It's something
Mm,
that you have to give your all with too, because you can't be in something, I guess say have confidence, but I can't
mm,
dance it out. Because I be a dancer dance for the people them confident. I just say that's it how it look like, because a lot of people will think that, oh, you have it, but you don't have it.
mm,
And I want to know, is it that people would look at you and thinking that, oh, you have all the confidence in the world, but do you
mm-hmm.
really have all the confidence in the world?
I I'm at a level of comfortable confidence. Like I was recently speaking to my mom about that because you have the confidence that reaches over to the level of cockiness. And that's not the level of confidence I want to have, and that's not the level of confidence I have.
What,
So I
what
have a
that again? You said something your mom said.
I said something about what?
You said something about confidence and something about what your mom said.
Yes, I was speaking to my mom about confidence recently, and that sometimes when you get overconfident, it can come off as cockiness, or when you are just confident, person say you're overconfident and you're cocky.
Are we are we throwing shade at a particular individual right
Oh
now?
no, no, none of that. None of that. So
Are
I
you
would say
sure?
I'm a confident. I would say I am a confident individual, and it's great to be confident, and I encourage others to be confident, right?
Right.
So definitely.
Now, I see. So you love children. and you love art.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I want to know, how was it like being in high school? Like basically like coming up from seventh grade. Who was
Mm-hmm.
Regine Bennett then compared to now?
Okay, so Reajean Bennett then compared to now. Wow, she has definitely grown. I must say, if she's looking at me now, she'll be like, "Whoa, that's where I've been." Like, how many years now? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 6 years from now, she'd be proud. She'd be like, "Whoa, I didn't know that I had that within me." She'd be like, "Whoa, Regina, really, you really changed, and for the better too. You really grown some skin. Look at you. You really leveled up. You really taken up the baton of personal development, personal growth. You have really been accepting yourself for who you are. You have really been doing a lot more, encouraging others, supporting others. You really have stepped up, leveled up, achieved so much more. And wow, that's a lot. And there's so much more to come because I'm only 18. So definitely, with all my achievements, with all the different opportunities and experiences, I have definitely grown some more layers to myself because as a swan of the St. Louis High School for Girls, we never seek to be the same. As a swan, you level up from a signet to a swan. So that's the transition that I had there in high school. I moved from a signet and I'm now a swan. And between that period of transitioning, I've grown a lot. I've had moments of failures, moments of success, and they all contributed to who I am today. They're the building blocks for what I stand on. They're the substance to who I am. So definitely I have leveled up, I've bloomed, I've blossomed, and that's all I have to say in that regard.
Whew. um, the thing that took me away where you said you bloomed and you said that you moved from, I don't know what the word was, but
Signet,
it's a signet.
signet, right?
What that spell?
Cygnet.
Learn one new word. To a swan. And it's so beautiful to hear because I remember last year we were having our conversation on the suicide prevention, and you mentioned something to me about where you weren't so much, you know, all up into this whole art thing, and you weren't this confident. What was it like transitioning from that or that place where you weren't so confident to a place now where you are now Regine Bennett?
Okay, so transitioning from a place of confidence, I think when channeling confidence, it's to an action, right? Something that you want to do. So you want to channel confidence into that so that your audience believes what you're saying because without confidence, what did Marcus Garvey say? You're twice defeated in the race of life. So it's necessary. And as I grew, I found that it was an absolute necessity. And so I had my mom, my mentors, my teachers, my friends around me who really let me know, listen, you're that good. Believe it, preach it, manifest it, and work on it. And sometimes we have to work on things that we don't have, say, to the optimum point.
Yeah.
And I had confidence, but I just think that I'm at a point now where I can fully say that I'm much more confident, let me say that, because it wasn't as if I had low self esteem or anything like that, but I definitely grew more in confidence. So it was as a result of that, as a result of having persons in my circle that watered me, poured into me, and of course, I myself transpired back to them. So that was it for that. I mean, my confidence is here, good more, and I'm just trying not to go into the region of overconfidence, as I stated earlier.
Because you don't want confidence to be replaced by cockiness.
Right, right. And
Oh,
then the matter of your pride coming into place.
mhm.
So
Because we all have to think about it, you know. We all have to think about it where we say that what can I do to prevent myself from being filled with pride and to think that, oh, I'm the only one that
mm,
did this and I'm the one that did that and no one helped me. Because
mm-hmm,
I think I've seen a lot of young people, and I'm going to speak real right now, but not gonna like it, but I'm gonna talk. Where a lot of us, well, a lot of young people tend to have a tendency of thinking that, oh, because I was the one who went through this and I was the one who went through that, I'm the one, no, just the only business for myself. And when it's obvious that everyone was there alongside you, you had different people, you had your parents, some people had their parents, some people didn't. Some people,
mm,
some persons who didn't have their parents had their mother or their father. Some people who didn't have those had aunts, uncles, grandpas, grandmas, all of those other people, friends, a lot of those people that were on their side, that were by their side. And that is why I will always be grateful for the many people that have been in my life and is in my life right now, that
mm-hmm,
were in my life also, because a lot of the people that we say that, oh, were cut off, they actually made us come to the place where we are now. Because if we
mm,
never cut them off, we wouldn't be
right.
right right now.
Preach now.
If we were right, we talk real. If we did not cut them off, we wouldn't have been here. So congratulations to you guys. Yeah, me talk to Uno. Uno make me reach us, so Uno make me and Regine reach here. So because it is obvious that through your hatred and through them hatred and through them problems, so they might try to open we, and because we are, well, no, we can say this now, resilient. I love what you
Mm,
last year, resilient and relentless in becoming the truest version of ourselves. We are here today. And I must say, and I like the word resilient, and you were the one who actually brought it to me last year. I
yes,
never ever was resilient, to be honest, and I never noticed it. Is when you said resilient one time, it was, and I believe it was a conversation also out. It was a conversation you were having. I believe it was with Miss Nicole Campbell. I think
yes.
Campbell. You're right. With Nicole Campbell, right? And she said resilient. And when you said resilient, I'm saying, what is resilient? And what does that mean? I'm like, hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that resilient means you just, you know what, I'm not going to say it. You tell us what resilient means. You tell us what.
Okay, so resilience is a matter of being able to bounce back even when you are experiencing the worst of conditions or the worst experiences ever. Because guess what? You have what it takes to be a rubber band, to be just as an elastic band,
Oh,
even
but
to
you
bounce
don't
back.
like that, because also someone just have a tough back, tough head and everything.
It's and it's okay, but guess what? Resilience is not only in an example of being a rubber band. Sometimes it takes a period for you to grow in resilience and notice that, listen, I need to grasp the concept of being resilient. Sometimes we fall into some pit and we just sit there and we're like, oh my gosh, there's no way I can come out of this pit. There's no ladder. But what if someone dropped a rope in for you to climb up? Will you be like, no, I'm already here, let me stay here? Or will you want to see the sky again and take hold of that rope and see the sunshine or the sky again? So it's really a matter of bouncing back. It doesn't matter the way you contextualize it, it's a matter of being able to go through certain obstacles, climb over them, and still being able to experience more obstacles and being fine with that, but saying to yourself, listen, I have to get over this. So one foot at a time, and we're gonna make it to
Hmm. You know, from the other day I noticed, and I'm gonna talk real. The other day I noticed that I just have been falling, and every time I fall, I just say, "Okay, man, get back up." It's like I just fall 10 times deeper than how I literally fell before. And I'm saying to myself that what is happening to me that's making me feeling this way? And I notice that it's my emotions. And I'm saying to myself that no sir, them need to take control because if I'm not in control, what can happen? I fall and I don't get back up the next time, and probably the next time won't even be because I just don't give up. And I noticed that a lot of us young people have to control that emotion thing because a lot of us either some of us have lose control in sad emotion
mm-hmm.
and anger emotion.
Right.
And when we are angry, it will just come out as very harsh and very terrible. And when we're sad, it will even be the same. Enough people will say, "Oh, you're soft, and you're this, and you're that." And some people would say, "You're terribly, you're just angry all the time." Like people who thinking that, oh, they don't have emotions, they will see us people who have emotions and who express it and thinking that we are just soft or we are just possessed, right? But I want to say this. I believe it's okay to be expressive of your
Mm-hmm.
emotions.
Right.
Taking control and being resilient in that is good and it's good. And I also realize that there's some things, if we can't control it, we leave it to God. I'm gonna talk facts. We leave it to God because
Mm-hmm.
if we can't control it, who else I think will control it? Your friends them can't control it. If I go tell Barbara your business, Barbara just go say, you have to just leave it to God, yeah.
Right.
Barbara go say that
Mm-hmm.
literally. And I'm saying that when you're in a difficult situation, you have to think on point. And if you can't think, just be quiet. Literally, be quiet. Can you chat too much? Be quiet. Be quiet and just say, I release this into the hands of God. I no longer have the power or the confidence or the strength to do this, to take control of this, or to have this in my life. It could have been one boyfriend, it could have been one girlfriend, it could have been anybody. Release them into the hands of God because trust me, only Jesus can take control of them. So I just love the fact that you said resilience and just being right in the moment and just saying to yourself, and also this too, be in the moment. I've always tried to do that, just stay in the moment. But Regine, what does stay in the moment even mean?
In the moment means being present, means being here. Sometimes we think that we're here and we're not here. Our body is here, but our mind or spirit or soul is not here. So
So,
being in the moment means,
so,
oh,
so,
you were gonna say something?
yeah, so here, tell me say, my body there right here, no, no, me, I thought it was my mouth, but yes, my mind not here.
No, your mind is not here.
Oh, your mind isn't here.
Because sometimes our mind wanders. Our mind is so complex and intricate and so beautiful that sometimes I think you're in a room or even in class. Classic example, teacher is teaching, but your mind is at home like, what's for dinner today? You're like, oh my gosh, what I'm gonna do after school. So you're there in the classroom, you're there in the seat, the teacher is seeing you, but your mind is elsewhere.
Mm. So basically, it's where your thinking power or where your center goes
Mm-hmm.
lingering all
Goes
around,
lingering, right?
trying to find something to comfort it and trying to find something to think on more. Because this is
Yes.
what I notice about a lot of us. We're as I said, we'll be in a place where it will be all fun or all educative, but our mind isn't here.
Right.
Those linger, it goes to somewhere where we say, so this happened to me, and I want to tell somebody, or where somebody is saying something to us, and I'll just go and just gone.
And even on that matter of your mind not being there, sometimes there are outside distractions that allows for your mind to not be there. So sometimes when you hear a person say, "Oh, I didn't feel to record or do any sort of filming because I just wanted to be in the moment," that phone will be a distraction. So putting that away will allow for you to have your full attention there. So sometimes it's with your mind and sometimes it's with external distraction.
Mm. So it's something internal and something external.
Right.
But the most powerful thing about this, we can't control the external, can we?
Mm. You can to an extent. I mean, in the example I gave, you can in that case, but not for every case.
Mm. So if our friends are bothering us, though they are distractions, can we control what they do?
Well, we are not our friends, so we can eliminate ourselves from the around them.
Okay. I'm hey man, throw them now. All right. Um, so we can eliminate the the distraction. Not
Yeah.
really eliminate, because some people think to
But
eliminate and be cussing and then bashing and fighting and all that. No,
yeah. But
just
recently I learned to just curate your space.
curate. Well,
Yes.
I'm Regine, even though I last school, must go, I need to know what they mean.
Yes, you need to learn how to curate your space. And that's what I learned recently because you know what? We're a love of words, so we're always learning new words. So
Mhm.
curate means, you know how you would purge something, you would cleanse something, clean something, and ensure that it's to your suiting. Right. So when somebody curates their space, they choose carefully, right? And allow them to, if it is they have an impact on you, you decide if you want to eliminate them or you want to keep them, so you're curating your space.
Well, as she said, curate your space, and as we're going to do now is curate ours by just taking a little break. And as we come back, you'll hear more. And the next topic will be on mindfulness and self improvement. And we are back. We know for sure that we have a very special, we all know Reajean Bennett, a talented, multifaceted individual. Regina, I'm just a big word, I don't even know what to say. Multifaceted individual who really and truly has what it takes to do great things here and coming soon. So Miss Bennett,
Right.
I remember as I said about mindfulness. What is
Mm.
mindfulness?
Right. So mindfulness is the basic human ability to be fully present, fully aware of where we are and what we're doing, and not overly reactive or overwhelmed by what's going on around us. We all possess mindfulness, believe it or not. It's just for us to tap into it.
Mhm. So how do we tap into mindfulness?
Okay, so how do we tap into mindfulness, right?
The
Now,
mindfulness.
mindfulness, right? So as the word begins, mind, it's all in the power of your mind. Where you are. We spoke before we went on that break on being in the moment. So it's a factor of it, being in the moment, knowing what you are doing, being present and aware. So it's for us to eliminate those distractions, as we mentioned earlier, right? Limit those outside noise and be here. Sometimes we're subconsciously elsewhere and we're not aware. So it's actually being here.
Mm. So you're saying that mindfulness is basically you just being here, knowing and expressing, well, really knowing your feelings, knowing how you feel, being here right now, doing what
Yes, you're aware of where you are and what you're doing.
okay. All right. So how can one be mindful?
Okay, so for me, this is why I chose this topic, Raji, because I'm learning as we're speaking to tap into my mindfulness.
Mm,
And I'm engaging in some personal development sessions recently, and well, I've been engaging in them recently.
mm,
And there arises the topic of mindfulness. And just like you, I didn't know what it was, and I wasn't aware that sometimes I'm not mindful and sometimes I am mindful. But the matter is that mindfulness is what we do in our everyday life. So, for example, when I speak, the entire enunciation and pronunciation is a factor, and the phonetics of words, because I'm a lover of words, and so aiming to become the pro communicator that I want to become, those are lessons that I have to take. And so I find that embedded in those lessons is the factor of mindfulness,
mm,
where sometimes you might not be mindful of, say, how you are saying a word, pronouncing the word, the entire makeup of the word with your organs, that is the mouth, the tongue, the teeth. And so sometimes persons have a difficulty understanding what you're saying, or
mm,
have a difficulty understanding your delivery. So that's an example of mindfulness. You're speaking, you want to be natural, but in the back of your mind, you're thinking, all right, is this how I would say this word? Is this how I would want this tone to come off? What's my mood in this regard? So that's an example of how I would tell you mindfulness works, because that's what I'm working on now in that regard.
wow. Just wow. Because even me, for me, lately I noticed that I haven't been meditating and I haven't been doing my exercises and so. Now, those are things that I used loving to do, right? I used to love do them. So it's now showing me that I need to get back to them because obviously those are things that makes me be more mindful. Now, what can you say to someone who used to do something that they love to do but no longer finds the passion anymore?
Okay. So sometimes it's okay to lose passions for things, because sometimes we're just able to do things for a period and then move on. But if it is a case where it's a passion that you want to tap into, again, tap into it. Sometimes we're afraid to do the tap. Sometimes we just want to stand there and look and be like, I should tap here, but you're not tapping. So how will you know? How will you engage back with that passion if you're not tapping back into it? So when you're exercising, living example for me and my mom, sometimes it's hard to say like, oh my gosh, I want to start back exercising. But then when you think of all that you have to do, it's like, I don't think I'm gonna do this, but just do it. Like Nike, just do it.
Just,
Just tap into it, right? Just get back there. And if it is that you strongly feel like, okay, I have been through this passion, I've experienced all I need to experience here, I think it's time to move on. That's fine. Tap out. So tap in and tap out.
mm. So I noticed that a lot of persons who are even listening to this now, they can definitely say for sure that they have they used to love something, but yes, they no longer like it anymore because like lately they got so busy. I'm so busy, I'm so busy. That's what a lot of people will say. I'm so busy. How can we even find the time, to really get back to that thing to really comfort us? Because even Kadeen Hilton, aka Miss Kitty, said it the other day where she said that get back, take at least an hour or 30 minutes to yourself. You have to do that because these things help your body, grow and everybody feels more relaxed. Because we're always at it, working, 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 working. So how can we, Miss Benny, get back to that place where we find that time for ourselves and we do something like an exercise, like a simple 30 minutes?
Okay, so I think my answer to that would simply be unplug. sometimes we just need to unplug from things that are draining us,
Mm.
things that are just like there in our everyday doing. Do something different. Do something that you want to do. Because sometimes we're doing things that we don't want to do. And that's where we know that we need to unplug. We need to disconnect. If it is that you remove social media, if it is that you just go on a vacation, if it is that you just do some me time, listen, that matters, because that is how you allow yourself to rebuild again, right? It's what you do to ensure that yourself is still intact. It's what you do to ensure that you are still here and you are still able to deliver at your best self, because you don't want to be here destroying yourself, letting in things that shouldn't be in. I mean, you have to be able to decipher between your levels of what you allow to inspire you and to motivate you. You need to go back to your roots and really allow for those nutrients to pass through your stems and reach to that flower, and the flower being your leaves that persons will see, because sometimes you go through a period of wilderness, and that's when we know that, listen, I need to trim up and bloom again. The sun will shine again. We all go through those rainy seasons. And so after the rain, there must be the sunshine. And the sunshine is where you bloom, just like that beautiful sunflower on your Soul Sunday conversations right there. And you're back at it again.
Right. The most beautiful thing, I saw this sunflower and I said to myself, this would look so good for Soul Sunday, but I just don't know why. For some reason, but obviously it's where it represents something that signifies beauty and rebirth. Because even when the clouds are there, the sunflower will definitely bloom again. And that is obviously a lot of us where we're in the darkest moments of life. But we're gonna bloom again. We're gonna smile again. We're gonna shine again. We're just going to be there. And that is where it goes to my next topic, self-improvement. What is self-improvement?
Self-improvement is, as the name suggests, improving yourself, becoming a better you, leveling up, ensuring that those building blocks are intact, organized, and ready for you to deliver at the best potential you have.
Mm-hmm. Becoming the best you. I like that hashtag, becoming the best you. um. So you're telling me that this beautiful young lady that I'm speaking to right now literally went deep into her self improvision. I really love calling it a self improvision. You went deep into all of that and just bloomed out and shined brightly now. That's what they're telling me. That's all I need to do. Just improve yourself
Yeah,
and become
that's what I'm doing right now. And even it's funny that you brought that up, because as I entered the latter part of 2021, that's the conversation I had with my mentors and my mom. And just focusing on personal development, personal growth, self-improvement. That's my motto right now, big on that right now. And that's what I've been doing, because it's essential. And sometimes it's a matter of maturity for you to realize that it is quintessential. Because sometimes we say it's essential and we don't really pay it mind. But then when we add that quinty to it, we say that, listen, if I don't have this, you don't have a me.
Well, that's so true. That's so true. And also, and I learned this the other day. You can have something that's urgent and something that's a priority.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And you can only choose one. You can't choose the one thing at a time. You cannot. You have to pick one. You either have to do the priority or do the thing that's urgent. And listen to me, you don't have to do the thing that's urgent. It might be very, very, very urgent. But is it a priority? It is
Mhm.
something meaningful to do. Can someone else do it? You have to think about that. Because if you drain yourself, how are you going to even give back? This is what I like also that Miss Iana Van Zandt said on Oprah's show, where she said something about self. It's not selfish to put yourself first. It is selfful. It is selfful to be first in the moment, just you being full with yourself. Your cup runneth over. If you empty yourself out to everybody else, what are you going to get? What are you going to be filled with? Who is going to even fill that for your cup because everybody don't go with for them, don't fill them belly and done. So where you go get? Right? You have to fill yourself. And this is what I also like what you said. What's in the cup is yours. What's on the plate are people. You know you have a starter under the cup, like literally what on the plate are for them. Because what you give out of yourself is for them, but your cup continues to flow over because you constantly give back to yourself. That is why it's very important to take time for yourself. Recharge, renew, revise every single thing. You have to do that. I remember one of my good friends, and I'm going to say his name. I hope that he listens to this podcast. Then just it. He said something on his status the other day where he says recharge, and I'm saying to myself, you know, so I need to recharge. I need to recharge because I'm always doing. I know that I literally recharged just for the 2 days, like literally yesterday and today. I sat down and I watched Harry Potter, and I'm telling you, it is amazing. It's really amazing because I got the time to really settle and relax, rejuvenate, every single thing just really. And that is why it's very important to improve yourself, renew, recharge, and all that you have to ensure that you do. And we are back. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful conversation this is with Miss Reajean Bennett, a multifaceted individual who has what it takes to be great and to be greater than how she is now. I must say thank you to Miss Bennett for being on the show with me thus far. She is really, truly a good talent, can I say?
Very fine.
Truly. But Miss Bennett, as I said, there will be 5 questions that I'll ask you, and they will be life-based questions. The first question is, what is fear? In your own words, what is fear?
What is fear? Okay. Fear is being afraid. Fear is being tragically afraid of experiencing something that will say end you, or something that you know that will not be good for you. And if it enters your space, if it enters your life, it will be the end. Fear is something that we run away from, something that we never want to face. It's something that we avoid.
Do you believe in faith?
Do I believe in what?
Faith, F-A-T-E, faith.
Yes, I believe in faith. Faith, that is right.
F-A-T-E.
Oh, yes, I believe in faith. Yes, I do.
What is your aspiration in life?
My aspiration in life is to fulfill the purpose that God has ordained on my life. That's my aspiration in life.
What does life mean to you? In other words.
In how many words?
In your own words.
Okay. Life to me means aligning myself again with the purpose God has on my life, the calling God has for me. Because sometimes we'll be here and saying, I'm living the life I want to live, but really and truly, God has plans for our lives, and it's just for us to walk in that path. So that is what life is to me. Life is fulfilling that purpose that God has for me. That's the very reason. Life is putting action and fulfilling the reason why I'm here on earth, fulfilling everything that I was destined to do. So life is about experiences, opportunities, conversations, sensations, newness. Life is about experiencing more than what you think life has to offer. Life is about more than your imagination. Life is about dreams. Life is about goals. Life is about accomplishments. Life is about success. Life is about failure. Life is about purpose.
Define peace.
I'm not hearing the word.
Define peace.
Peace.
P-E-A-C-E.
Peace is your core of tranquility. Peace is yes, that is peace in a nutshell for me. Peace is where you feel centered, where you're happy, where you know that this is where I should be. This is for me. This is definitely a place, a space where I am just happy and I'm just doing what I love. Peace is love. Peace is being meek, gentle. That's peace.
Resilience, unplug, becoming the best you. Miss Reajean Bennett has said a lot on this Soul Sunday Conversations, episode 2, season 1. I must put in my own where I just say that whenever you feel as if that you are losing yourself, just remember to stop, unplug, become aware, and realize that you are indeed in where you should be. Because whenever you feel alone, whenever you feel like as if that you don't know what to do, just remember that in those unclear moments, God is with you. And in this next chapter, or let me just say, in this next segment, Miss Reajean Bennett will share where she will go after our conversation and where you will hear from her and where you will know more about her. Here is Miss Reajean Bennett in the next chapter.
In this next chapter of my life, it's all in God's hands. Sometimes I think that even though we might say, oh, XYZ time, we want to be here, we want to be there, we're going to do this, and it's not aligning with the purpose or the plans that God has for our lives. So right now, I'm in that phase where I'm just walking in the path of God. I mean, currently I am looking to finish my final year in sixth form. So that is one of my plans that I have, which I hope is aligned with the ones that God has for me. Looking for new opportunities in the media landscape, as I will be doing my final show as host of KiDz Casters on Gospel JA 91.7 and 91.9 FM this Saturday, which would be the 4th of September. And yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. And everything else is things that I'm not even envisioning right now, but definitely school and looking to step forth and do more in the media landscape. That's what I'm seeing for myself. Also, taking my YouTube channel much more seriously, Reajean Bennett, and growing my subscribers, my family, my perpetual gang, as I call them, and yeah, just becoming a better version of myself and living the dream and turning it to a reality. Yeah.
So, do you plan on like branding your name? Because Reajean Bennett is a very unique name. Do you like plan on branding it to say, "Oh, this is a brand"?
Hey, let me tell you 1 second. I think I haven't really given my name thought to brand Reajean Bennett as a brand because I'm like, my name is so long. It has a lot of letters. I'm not so sure. Honestly, Reggie, now that you bring it up, I'm really gonna have to give it some thought. A brand called Regine. I'm gonna have to give that some thought. But definitely it's unique. Thanks to my mom and my dad who piece it together. But I'll have to see about that. Never really gave it thought. So thanks for that, Reggie.
You're welcome. you could do like RJB or R&B.
Right. And my initials are RTB. So it could, yeah.
Yes, of course. I plan on branding my name as well. I think, well, I've already branded mine already by having my network, my Reid network.
So classy.
Yes. And I also want Reajean, just the Reajean, to have a brand as well, because for me, I see Reajean as an individual who is a multifaceted individual like you, and I see Reajean as an individual who stands out in his own way. So that's what I wanted to know. If it's that you're just going to like brand yourself as just a multifaceted, all-rounded individual. But really, to hear that you're going to finish sixth form soon, and then KiDz Casters going to finish soon. Oh my God. But if after KiDz Casters, any other station you would dream of working with?
Well, to be honest, I am one that loves to have different experiences.
Mm-hmm.
So listen, as I said, I'm all for the camera, right? So I definitely love to branch into TV, the TV world, whether local or international.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. So, just to be in front of a camera for me would be it. Any major networks, as you ask, well, for local, I wouldn't mind popping up on my popular local network, TVG or CDM, or probably say Sportsmax or Scene TV, or probably internationally if I get an opportunity there, probably on CNN News, or work in collaboration with Google, things outside the box, do things with probably YouTube, Instagram, because you never know, opportunities lie there, and you just have to be open to probably asking, reaching out, or just giving that opportunity. So yeah, for now I would say just any network, because I'm all for experience. You can never know enough, can never be too good. It's always good to be sharpening your blade, and that's just what I'm about.
That is just amazing. So Reajean Bennett will be an individual who is going to is all for experience, that's one, and who will be all-rounded host, TV personality, radio personality, and all other type of titles. So is it that you will be like those individuals, let me say like Oprah Winfrey?
Oh my gosh, no, you don't expect me to say no to that. Oprah
Right.
is amazing, of course.
Mm-hmm. But that is just amazing, because even for me, I said, all right, I'm going to share a little secret with my listeners and you. The network that inspires me to do my own network, and the individual that inspires me to have my own brand is actually Oprah.
Yes, I know. You always post on Instagram.
Oprah inspires me in many, many ways. And that is why when she has her own channel, which is Oprah Winfrey Network, I have my own channel, which is Reajean Reid Network.
Got you.
So, own and earn. I would love to even work with Oprah as well, Oprah's network, one day too. Because I'm like, when people would say own and earn, ooh, that sounds good. Because when you own your style, you're earning it all the while. So,
She's right.
so this is something that I really love because own inspires me to do mine. Even Soul Sunday, it was actually Super Soul who inspired me to do Soul Sunday too. And she operates also the host of that show. I'm telling you, there's a lot of things Oprah inspired me to do. And I see it going into a direction that, yes, God is calling me to go into. Because even though I'll be doing law, I'll still go into media as something that I find interesting. So, any last words before you go, Miss Bennett?
Last words before I go.
Any words?
Sometimes in life, we wonder why certain situations or certain outcomes will happen, especially if they weren't aligning with our plans or how we foresee an event to play out. But just trust God and know that He has a better blueprint. He has a better game plan for you, and be open to adjusting to that and really testing your resilience in such a time.
I must say, I thank you millions of times for sharing your food for thought and also bringing your light, because I'm telling you, you have an aura that is filled with light, and I must say that you're going to go further than where you are now. Trust the process, trust where God is taking you, because trust me, you're not going to stay here in Jamaica with all of this much multifacetedness. And also I must say to you, thank you for being on the show. It was a wonderful conversation, Miss Bennett. I thank you so much for being here. Any further words before you go?
Thank you so much for having me, Raji. And to your audience, I just want to let them know that whatever the storm that comes your way, just know that it's for a reason, and God will definitely carry you through that season. So that's my final words to your audience. That's just what has been laying on my heart. But definitely for you, Raji, you are such a star. You are, oh my gosh, such a fantastic human being. You have shed nothing but love and light my way, and I definitely appreciate it. You're such a game changer and an earth shaker, and you don't even know it, man. Mad love and respect, Raji. Yeah, thank you so much once again.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for those wonderful words. Thank you. I said them all to you as well. Thank you so much, Miss Reajean Bennett, on the show with me, Regina Reid, Soul Sunday Conversations, the podcast. And we will hear from her, well, once again soon, hopefully soon, on one of our special podcast sessions. Have a wonderful evening, everyone, and I hope that everyone gets nuggets of wonderful inspiration from this and just use it for your daily lives. I pray that every single thing that you prayed for will for sure return to you and will for sure give to you by God. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much, Miss Bennett, for being here. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Goodbye.
My name is Reajean Reid, and you've been listening to Soul Sunday Conversations. Feel free to go to Apple Podcast and subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. Thank you for listening.